Northamptonshire failed to make the most of the good batting conditions on the first day of their latest LV County Championship match against Middlesex, for whom Toby Rowland-Jones claimed his best figures of the season to date of 5 for 49. Winning the toss looked to be important for the home side, who came into this match having lost their last 3 games. The weather was sublime and the pitch looked to be an ideal one to bat on against a side which had a number of players who must have been tired after playing back-to-back T20 games on Saturday, both of which were lost. Middlesex had also lost both of their championship games on the road and perhaps would have not relished a day in the field under the warm sunshine at Wantage Road. It was all going along nicely enough for the home side as Stephen Peters and James Middlebrook opened up with a stand of 39 in the first 18 overs before the latter was bowled by a good one from Rowland-Jones for 20. But that was Middlesex's only success in the first 2.5 hours of this match, as in their last game against Nottinghamshire, a game which ended rather horribly for Northants. The home side were off to a good start against a Middlesex side which had rested the country's leading wicket-taker Stephen Finn. Peters and David Sales weren't able to score particularly freely against what was a well-disciplined attack, but they were gradually putting their side into a good position on a day when most batsmen across the country would have fancied their chances of making a score. Peters was certainly enjoying himself as he reached a patient half-century, which was made off 99 deliveries. He got there courtesy of his 7th boundary and his 2nd off Ravi Patel in the same over. He was playing his first championship match of the summer. David Sales was also looking good as he and Peters took on board the criticism from the county's coach after their last day capitulation at Trent Bridge last week, a game that looked to be heading to a draw until Northamptonshire were blown away on the last afternoon. That was being put in the past though, as these two took the total to 114 after 40 overs. But then the bad habits returned. Peters had just hit a couple of boundaries off Rowland-Jones to move on to 67, but not satisfied with that, he pulled the next ball, a short one, to Patel on the square leg boundary. It was a bit of a gift for the visitors. Sales has seen it all in his long career and he would have been hopeful of going on to make the most of his start. But he too gave it away when, on 43, he drove Tim Murtagh to Chris Rogers, who clung on well in the covers to reduce Northamptonshire to 142 for 3. In spite of those wickets, they were still well placed, and Rob Newton and Matt Spriegel ensured that there was no immediate collapse again, as they added 41 runs for the 4th wicket in 18 overs. The home side were doing their very best to keep the Middlesex attack waiting for their successes. At 183 for 3, Northamptonshire would have been pleased with their efforts, but then things started to go wrong for them again once Spriegel edged a cut off Patel behind to John Simpson after making 19 in an hour and a half. Next over, before another run had been added, Newton edged Rowland-Jones behind to go for a more sprightly 31. Ben Duckett then fell into a trap set by Rogers and pulled a short ball from Rowland-Jones down the throat of James Harris at long leg, a wicket which left the home side now on 189 for 6. The good work of earlier was being undone, and when David Murphy was taken at short leg by Sam Robson off Patel, the total read 207 for 7, and the innings was following a similar pattern to Northamptonshire's first one in Nottingham last week. At least they lost only one more wicket for the rest of the day. Andrew Hall blocked one end, while debutant Ian Butler, brought in to take wickets, batted well at the other end. Middlesex would have hoped to make further inroads with the second new ball, but Butler looked good as he and Hall took the total to 249 with an 8th wicket partnership of 42. Both would have been hopeful of seeing out the last couple of overs. But Hall, who'd stuck around for 88 balls for his 28, fell right at the end as Rowland-Jones grabbed his 5th wicket of the day with an LBW. It left Butler and Maurice Chambers 2 overs to get their side beyond 250 for a second batting bonus point. Of course, it's impossible to judge a score before both sides have had a go with the bat, but the feeling was that Northamptonshire's 251 for 8 made from 97 overs was not as good as it should have been. Middlesex will hope to finish off the innings quickly on the second morning before batting themselves ahead later in the day.